It's after 4. The blessing is about to begin. They'll give the blessing and then take them to get married. So that's the triumph of truth and virtue. He didn't succeed in robbing Sarah. So he tortured her and drove her into the grave. And now he's found another one. He'll wear a double face before this one until he robs her. And once he robs her, he'll drive her into the same place as poor Sarah. That's an old Kulak story. He's in seventh heaven with happiness, will live to a ripe old age, and will die with a clear conscience. Now, I'll smoke you out. When I rip that damn mask off of you, and when everyone finds out just what you really are, you'll plunge from seventh heaven head first into a pit so deep that the devil himself won't be able to drag you back out. I'm an honest man, and my job is to stand up and help the blind see. I've finished my duty, and tomorrow I'm leaving this damn town. How to do it? Talking to the Lebedevs is pointless. Challenge him to a duel. Create a scandal. My God, I'm nervous like a boy, and I've lost the ability to think. What am I to do? A duel? Yesterday, I declared a little slam in clubs and made a grand slam. But this Barabanov spoiled my tune again. We're playing I say no trumps, he pass. 2 of clubs, he again, pass. 2 of diamonds, 3 of clubs. And can you imagine? I declare a slam and he's not showing me his ace. Had the rascal showed me the ace, I would have declared a grand slam with no trumps. Forgive me. I don't play cards, and for that reason, am unable to share your enthusiasm. Is the blessing soon? Must be soon. They're bringing Zuzhushka back to her senses. She's screaming her head off. Doesn't want to let go of the dowry. Not the daughter? No, the dowry. And she feels bad. Once they're married, he won't have to pay back his debt. You can't take your son-in-law to court. So stupid. Peasant. That broad is off her rocker. Before worming her way to her excellency, she was a broad like any other. Now you can't come near her. Peasant. Listen, tell me truthfully, what's your opinion of Ivanov? He's useless, lousy at cards. Last year at Lent, we sit down to play myself, the Count Borkin, and him. I doubt the cards. Is he a good person? Him? That wheeler dealer, that weasel, he's been to hell and back. He and the Count are tight as thieves and good at sniffing out what no one's keeping an eye on. He ran into trouble with that yid. Had his hope dashed, and now he's stealing up to Zhuzhka's coffers. I bet you anything, and may I be anathema 3 times if within a year he doesn't put Zuzhushka's in the poorhouse. He, Zuzhushka, and the Count, Babakina, they'll take the money and live in a pot of honey. Doctor, why are you so pale today? You look terrible. Oh, it's all right. I had a little too much to drink yesterday. We'll talk here. Zulus, go with the girls to the reception room. We need to talk in private. Pretty as a picture, Trump Queen. Keep walking, you caveman. Keep walking. Sit down, Shirochka, dear, like this. Listen carefully, and with all due respect, the thing is this. Your mother's making me tell you this, you understand? I'm not speaking for myself, but your mother's making me do it. Papa, make it short. You are to get a dowry of 15,000 rubles in silver. Here. I don't want any discussion about it later. Wait, be quiet. That's just a taste of what's to come. Your dowry is 15,000, but considering that Nikolai Alexeyevich owes your mother 9,000, it is subtracted from your dowry. Well, and then also, why are you telling me all this? Your mother's making me. Leave me alone. If you had any respect at all for me or yourself, you'd never allow yourself to talk to me like that. I don't need your dowry. I've never asked for it and never will. What are you jumping all over me for? Remember Gogol's 2 rats. First sniffed around and then went away, and you. emancipe, are jumping all over me before sniffing. Leave me alone, both of you, and don't offend my ears with your petty calculations. Ugh, either I stab myself or kill someone else. One's been bawling all day for all she's worth, niggling, nagging, counting every coin, and the other so intelligent, so humane, damn it, so emancipated. She can't understand her own father. I'm offending her ears, but before I came here to offend your ears, they sliced and diced and quartered me there. She can't understand it. Her head was turned and her mind hasn't returned, damn it. I don't like it. I don't like anything about you two. What is it you don't like? I don't like anything, nothing at all. What? Yes, sure. I'm going to sit down and start spelling it out for you. I don't like anything, and I don't even want to see your wedding. Forgive me, Sharochka dear. Maybe your wedding is all intelligent and honest, high-minded with principles, but there's something not right about it, something not right. It's not like other weddings. You're young, innocent, pure like a crystal, and he's a widower, all tattered and frayed. And I don't understand him, but never mind. Sharochka, forgive me, but something's suspect about it. People have been talking much, too much about it. First his Sarah dies, and then all of a sudden somehow he decides to marry you. But I'm being like an old woman. I've turned into an old crinoline skirt. Don't listen to me. Listen to no one but yourself. Papa, I feel it myself. That it's not it. Not it. Not it. Not it. If you only knew how hard it is for me, it's unbearable. I feel embarrassed and scared admitting this to you. Papa, dear, for God's sake, cheer me up a little. Teach me what to do. What is it? What? I've never been so scared before. I think that I don't understand him and that I'll never understand him. He hasn't smiled at me once since I became his fiancée. He hasn't even looked me straight in the eyes. He's constantly complaining and feeling remorseful about something, hinting that he is guilty of something and his trembling. I'm exhausted. There are even moments, sometimes, when I think that I don't love him as much as I should. When he comes to see us or when he talks to me, I get bored. Papa, dear, what does it all mean? I'm scared. My darling girl, my only child, listen to your old father. Refuse to marry him. No. How can you say that? Really, Sharochka. So there will be a scandal. The tongues will wag in the county, but it's better to put up with a scandal than to ruin the rest of your life. Don't say that, Papa. Don't. I don't even want to hear that. I have to chase away these dark thoughts. He's a good, unhappy, not easy to understand person, and I will love him and understand him and get him back on his feet. I'll do my task. I've made up my mind. It's not a task. It's insanity. Enough. I've just confessed to you things that I wasn't ready to admit to myself. Don't tell anyone. Just let's just forget it. I don't understand anything. Either I've lost my marbles to old age, or else you've become all too clever for me, only for the life of me. I don't understand anything. God damn everybody, myself included. It's outrageous. What do you need? No, really, seriously, I've got to do something so vile, so despicable as to turn not just my own, but everybody's stomach. And I'll do it. Word of honor. I've already asked Borkin to tell everybody today that I'm engaged. Everybody's a scoundrel, and now I'll be one too. I'm fed up with you. Listen, Matvey, all this talking will get you carted off. Forgive my saying so, to the madhouse. And what makes a madhouse any worse than a white house or a red house? Be my guest and take me there right now. Be my guest. They're all scoundrels, worthless, stupid little people. I'm disgusted with myself, and I don't believe a word I'm saying. You know something, my friend? Why don't you stuff your mouth full of oakum, light it, and blow smoke at people? Or better yet, take your hat and go home. It's a wedding here. People are having a good time, and you caw like a crow, please. Good gracious, Matusha. Matvey, Count, what's the matter? Matusha, dear, my angel, I offended you. Well, forgive the old dog, forgive the drunk. Have some water. I don't need it. Why are you crying? It's all right. Matusha, don't lie to me. Why? What is it? I just looked at the cello and remembered the little Yid. Oh, this is not the time to remember. May she rest in peace. God rest her soul, but now's not the time to remember her. We used to play duets together. A marvelous and extraordinary woman. What's with you? Don't cry. My God, the two of them are bawling, and I move away from here at least. Don't let the guests see you. Pasha, when the sun's shining, even a cemetery can be a happy place. When you have hope, even old age is good. But I have no hope, not a single one. Well, you aren't doing so well. No children, no money, and no... Well, but what are we going to do? What's the matter with you? Pasha, give me some money. I'll pay you back in the beyond. I'll go to Paris, look at my wife's grave. I've given away a lot in life. Half of my fortune, and that's why I have a right to ask now. Besides, I'm asking a friend. My dear, I haven't got a kopeck. But all right, all right. In other words, I can't promise anything, but you see, all right, all right. They wore me out. Where's my bow? Count, how dare you leave me alone? You are terrible. Leave me alone. I hate you. What? Huh? Get away. Ugh. Someone's here. I think it's the best man. It's time for the blessing. Mama. Oh no, everyone's bawling a quartet. Enough. Turn off the waterworks. Matvey. Marfa Egorovna. Or I'm going to cry too. Oh my God. If you don't need your mother, if you don't listen to her, then I'll give you the pleasure of my blessing. That's the last thing we need. What is this? Why are you here? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I need to talk to Sasha in private. You're not supposed to see the bride before the wedding. It's time for you to go to the church. Pasha, please. What is it you need? I'm choking with anger, but I can speak calmly. Listen, I was just getting ready for the wedding. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I have gray in my temples. Shara, don't do it. Well, there's still time. We must end this senseless comedy. You're young, innocent. Your whole life's ahead of you, whereas this is nothing new. I've heard it 1,000 times before, and I'm fed up with it. Get yourself to the church instead of making people wait. I'll go home now, and you'll tell your family that there's not going to be a wedding. Tell them something. It's time to be sensible. I've played Hamlet and you the exalted maiden, and that's enough. What's this tone? I'm not listening, but I'm talking, and I'll continue talking. Why did you come? Your whining is turning into mockery. Oh no, I'm not whining. A mockery? Yes, I'm mocking. If only I could mock myself 1,000 times more and make the whole world roar with laughter, I would do it. I looked at myself in the mirror, and it was as if a cannonball exploded in my conscience. I made a laughing stock of myself, and the shame almost drove me insane. Melancholy indeed. Noble hopelessness, instinctive grief. All I need is to start writing poems, whining, spreading my hopelessness with tales of woe, all knowing full well that the life force is gone. I'm rusted out and my life is over. I've succumbed to cowardice and am up to my ears in this vile melancholy. And to realize that when the sun's shining brightly, when even an ant carrying his load feels happy, no thank you very much. To see how some take you for a charlatan, others feel sorry for you, still others offer a helping hand, and the fourth, that's the worst of them all, listen in awe to your every sigh, looking at you as if you're the second Muhammad, waiting with bated breath for you to proclaim a new religion to them. No, thank God, I still have my pride and my conscience. I was laughing at myself on the way here, and I thought that the birds and the trees were laughing too. That's not anger. That's craziness. Is that what you think? No, I'm not crazy. I can now see things in their true light. My mind's clear as your conscience. We love each other, but our wedding will not take place. I can rant and rave or mope as much as I want, but I have no right to destroy others. With this whining, I poisoned my wife's last year. Since you've become my fiancé, you forgot how to laugh and have aged 5 years. Your father, for whom everything used to be crystal clear in life, thanks to me, no longer understands people. Wherever I go, a meeting, paying a visit, hunting, I usher in boredom, gloom, and resentment. Wait, don't interrupt me. I'm harsh and brutal, but forgive me. I'm choking with anger, and I can't speak otherwise. I never lied or slandered life, but since becoming a grumbler, I, against my own will and unnoticeably to myself, slander it, protest against my fate, complain, and everyone listening to me gets infected with the same loathing for life and begins to slander it too. And the tone, it's as if I'm doing nature a favor by existing. To hell with me. Wait. From what you've just said, it sounds that you are fed up with whining and that it's time to start a new life. Fine then. I see nothing fine about it. And what new life? I have perished irretrievably. It's time for both of us to see that a new life. Nikolai, come to your senses. What makes you think that you have perished? What's the cynicism? No, I don't want to talk or listen. Go to the church. I've perished. Don't yell. The guests might hear you. If a sensible, educated, and healthy person starts telling a tale of woe for no apparent reason, and rolling downhill, he's rolling unstoppably, and he's beyond salvation. Well, where's my salvation? In what? I can't drink. Wine gives me a headache. I don't know how to write bad poetry and worshiping my spiritual laziness and seeing an exalted meaning in it. It's not for me. Laziness is laziness and weakness is weakness. I have no other names for them. I've perished. There's nothing to talk about. Someone could interrupt us. Listen, if you love me, then help me. Immediately, right now, refuse me. Quickly. Oh, Nikolai. If you only knew how you've exhausted me, how you are torturing my soul. Kind and intelligent person, judge for yourself. How can you ask me to do such things? Each day you give me a new task, and each day the task is more difficult than the day before. I wanted active love, but this is agonizing love. And when you become my wife, the tasks will get even harder. Refuse me, don't you see? It's not love. It's the stubbornness of your honest nature. You took upon yourself to resurrect the person in me, to save me, and you felt flattered because you were performing a feat. Now you're ready to retreat, but this false feeling prevents you. Don't you understand? Your logic is cruel and strange. Well, how can I refuse you? How could I? You have no mother, no sister, and no friends. You're ruined. Your estate's been plundered, and you're being slandered all around. It was stupid of me to come here. I should have followed my plan. Papa, for God's sake. He ran in here like a madman, and he's been torturing me. He demands that I refuse him. He doesn't want to destroy me. Tell him that I don't want his generosity. I know what I'm doing. I don't understand anything. What generosity? There will be no wedding. Yes, there will be. Papa, tell him that there will be a wedding. Wait. Why don't you want the wedding? I explained it to her, but she doesn't want to understand me. No, not to her. Explain it to me, and explain it so that I can understand. Oh, Nikolai Alexeyevich, may God be your judge. You've managed to confuse our lives to the point that I feel I'm living in a museum of curiosities. I look around and I don't understand anything. What have I done to deserve this? What do you want me, an old man, to do with you? Challenge you to a duel, maybe? There's no need for a duel. All you need is a head on your shoulders and to understand the Russian language. It's awful, just like a child. I'm at a loss for words, that's all. Listen, Nikolai. You think that everything is right and reasonable and in keeping with the rules of psychology. But I say it's a disaster and a scandal. Listen to me, an old man for the last time. This is what I'm going to tell you. Calm yourself down. Look at things like everyone else. It's not complicated. The ceiling is white, the boots are black, the sugar is sweet. You love Sasha and she loves you. If you love her, stay. If you don't go, we won't hold it against you. It's that simple. You're both healthy, intelligent, ethical people. Well fed, thank God, and clothed. What more do you need? No money? Who cares? Money can't buy happiness. Of course, I understand. Nikolai, your estate's mortgaged. You can't pay the interest. But I'm the father and I understand. Her mother, never mind her. She can do as she pleases. She's not giving any money, so be it. Churka says that she doesn't need a dowry. It's all principle, Schopenhauer. That's all such nonsense. I have 10,000 stashed away in the bank. Not a soul knows about it. My grandmother's, it's for both of you. Take it, only promise to give Matvey 2,000 or so. Pasha, there's no point talking about it. I'm following my conscience. I'm following my conscience. You can say whatever you want, but I'm not letting you go. I'll go get Mama. I don't understand anything. Listen, poor fellow. I'm not about to start telling you whether I'm an honest man or a scoundrel of sound mind or insane. I can't get through to you. I used to be young, passionate, sincere, and intelligent. I loved, hated, and believed, not like everyone else. I worked and hoped enough for 10 people, tilted at windmills, and beat my head against walls, not aware of my limitations. I heaved too heavy a burden onto my back, and the back started cracking, and the sinews pulled. I was in a hurry to spend myself on youth alone. I was intoxicated, excited, and I worked far too much. And tell me, could I have done it any other way? There's so few of us, and there's so much work, so much. My God, how much. And now the life I was fighting is getting back at me with a vengeance. I'm a broken man. At 30 with a hangover. I'm old, already in a dressing room, with a heavy head and a lazy spirit, exhausted, stained, and broken. Without faith, without love, without goals, I wander aimlessly like a shadow among people. And I don't know who I am, why I live, what I want. And I already think that love is just gibberish. Caresses are nauseating, that there's no point in work, that song and impassioned speeches are stale and trite. And everywhere I go, I usher in dejection, deadly boredom, displeasure, loathing for life. I've perished irretrievably before you stands a man who at 35 is already exhausted, disillusioned, crushed by his own worthless feats, burning with shame, and mocking his own weakness. Oh, how the pride's rising up in me, and how the rage is choking me. Here I've done myself in. I'm even staggering. I've gotten weak. Where's Matvey? Tell him to take me home. Wearing someone else's old and worn out tails. No gloves. And all these derisive glances, stupid jokes, and these grins, disgusting little people. Ugh. Where in the world is he? There's been wait they've been waiting for a long time for you at the church, and you're here philosophizing. What a comedian. Really, a comedian. You're not going with the bride. You're going separately with me. I'll come back for the bride from the church. Can't you understand even that? Decidedly a comedian. Oh, you're here. Nikolai Alexeyevich Ivanov. I declare for all to hear that you're a scoundrel. Much obliged. Dear sir, this is low. I challenge you to a duel. Mr. Borkin, I consider it demeaning to speak with you, not to mention to duel. Mr. Ivanov, however, can receive satisfaction whenever he pleases. Dear sir, I'll fight you. Why? Why do you insult him? Gentlemen, please, I want him to explain why. Alexandra Pavlovna, I didn't insult him without evidence. I came here as an honest man to open your eyes, and I beg you to hear me out. What can you possibly tell me? That you're an honest man? The whole world knows it. You better tell it me honestly. Do you understand yourself or not? You came in here as an honest man and insulted him so viciously that it nearly killed me. Before, when you used to follow him like a shadow and interfered with his life, you were convinced that you were doing your duty, that you were being honest. You interfered in his private life, vilified him, and judged him. Whenever possible, you flooded me and everyone you knew with anonymous letters. And the whole time you thought you were an honest man, thinking that it's honest. Doctor, you didn't even spare his ailing wife, constantly bothering her with your suspicions. And no matter what low, cruel, or violent thing you did, you'd still imagine yourself an exceptionally honest and progressive person. Not a wedding, but a parliament. Bravo! Bravo! Now you think about it. Do you understand yourself or not? Stupid, heartless people. Nikolai, let's go. Father, let's go. Go where? Wait, I'll end all this. Youth has awakened in me. This is the old Ivanov speaking. I know what he wants to do. Nikolai, for God's sake. I've been rolling downhill long enough, and now stop. Enough is enough. Move away. Thank you, Sasha. Nikolai, for God's sake, stop him. Leave me alone.